Hello world, I am Rick Feds and you are watching Bobby Me.
You are considered as one of the best finger drummers in the world today. When were your first steps into finger drumming?
Well, after my first wife left me for another woman, I started experimenting in electronic music, and then at first it sucked, and then later on I just found on my fingers on samplers and started sampling music and making beats. And it started working and clicking back together with the drums, which was my first profession, I guess. And then it just like I made one track and got noticed by Ableton, and then a bunch of other companies, and then it just like it's a history before after that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, probably takes a lot of practice. So how much time do you usually spend to train your finger drumming skills?
Well, actually, to be honest, it's a brand new craft because, like, if you take violin or piano playing as a very old tradition, finger drumming is just brand new. And there's, of course, that's a lack for a better word because I'm the only guy who plays the whole production. Finger drumming is most finger drummers play just the drum part and some long samples. I play the whole project, so I play multiple things. But that comes from 15 hours every day practice on the drums. I was a classical pianist before, and that background taking into the finger drumming is a whole nother concept. And of course, I practice new elements. But I would say it's more about when you practice the music, you have to remember all the parts. And when actually every pad sends a signal to visual imagery, and then I have to play the music composition, also the visual composition. So every pad corresponds to some visual imagery, and that takes a lot of practice just to remember, not to jam too much, but like play the composition so it looks nice on the screen.
Talking about Ableton, you are included in like top 5 musicians from Ableton. So could you say it puts a bit of a pressure for you, or it's more like a motivation boost?
To be honest, I don't care anymore. Like there's 6 major brands that are like endorsing me. It's not only Ableton, it's Rolly, it's Arturia, it's Barrel Drums, and they have like lists or like something like that. Like I just want to be world famous or like make like millions of dollars. I don't like. There's no pressure, not at all. I mean, like when first I got noticed and I got in this like bullet in the Ableton top 5 list. I was like, I didn't even like apply for it. It just happened. Like one day, like my friends call me and say, "Hey man, you're famous." I'm like, what the hell? And then I checked. I was like, oh my god, it's so crazy. But like after that, it's like, it's fine. It's okay. Of course, it's a nice feeling, but yeah, give me the money.
Talking about your live performances, your audio-video interactive shows are very impressive in terms of technology. So how do you create the concept of your live performances?
Well, of course, there's a theme of every track, and then we just work of the overall theme. After we like have a vision of the track where it's going for the visuals and for the audio, I create the material, the music material, produce and make sounds. Then we get together with the visual artist, and then we work on every individual sound, like in terms of like sonic expression and the way how long do you hold the note and what's the visual moving, like is it still or it's like a picture, and then we connect all parts together and see what's the connection, what's the story, and it's a very interesting process, but takes a lot of time.
I also know you have used like everyday objects to create your music. So are you still doing that, and where that idea came from?
Well, it's just like I mean, like you hear live, and like every little sound like that you make actually can be included in music, and it sounds great. Like first, I started recording some girls, just their mouths, like lips, and just like some mouth movements or mouth sonic sounds in the vocal booth, or just I don't know, outdoors or something. It's just like, and then you just like analyze the sounds and make them, reverse them, or just do some effects on them, and then see where it goes. It's actually very nice to connect the analog synthesis with digital and then the acoustic synthesis. That's basically my sound. These three elements connecting together is the future of digital, like computers getting with humans somehow. Yeah.
Okay, what's the most memorable moment in your music career so far?
It's hard to tell, you know. Every concert is the next step. Is the next. Is the next. Is the next. Is the next. Like one of the latest performances though was when I was hanging on a platform 10 meters high. Before the audience came in the room, I was like bored, and then I was looking at the change, which didn't look that stable, and I was like hoping I don't fall down. But yeah, so I came down very slowly, and I played music, and like there was like huge screens everywhere, and I like every pad was like making the visuals go on, and people didn't know that. They just thought it's just like music video or something, but actually as I was coming lower, they saw me there, and there was like drums, synthesizers, the Ableton, and like all kinds of stuff, and I was swinging like that, and that was pretty cool. That was cool.
Usually you are performing alone, so where the idea about adding live band to your performances came from?
I mean, I've been a live musician like from the very beginning, and I've been doing some bands like here and there, just for my friends or just jamming out. That was my background. I used to be a session musician in the United States. I was just playing drums. So here I was also like jamming with friends every now and then, just like with no shows, just like that. And I thought it's just like it sounds really cool. Like I like that's a different kind of expression of myself when I when I connect to other humans. Not only the computer, which is cool, which I love because it never makes mistakes. I mean, it does make mistakes, but I can kind of count on it. But yeah, we're releasing 2 tracks, like 1 track, and another one is gonna also be released soon. So that's why we needed singers. That's the first part, and then just like. Yeah, it's just. I think it adds a nice energy vibe. You're gonna see that in the show. It really adds. I'm really impressed and really very happy to bring that for the first time in Positives.
I know you have made a cover to Ed Sheeran's song "Thinking Out Loud." So why did you choose exactly that song? And does Ed knows about it?
I don't know because it's not really a cover anymore because I transformed it so much. But my girlfriend, she used to sing. I always use every girl that sings, like I always bring her in the vocal booth, and she sung that song to me once, and oh, that's really nice, I thought. And then I, got her in the vocal booth, and she recorded the song. So I put it lower, I pitched down the voice, and put that voice on chords, and started playing the chords with her voice singing that song. That sounded so beautiful to me, and so it just started. You never know what kind of track you're gonna make. The very first sound kind of defines where you're gonna go with the track, or you're not gonna go with the track. If there's a sound that's driving you, then you go with the flow, and that was just basically her voice driving me.
Could you share some recent musical discoveries? What artists are you listening to?
Wow. To be honest, I don't listen a lot to other music because I sort of like have a lot of background listening to this stuff, but like I have so much music in my head that I want to bring out that I have to focus on my own stuff. But artists that I really love is basically, I would say, Aman Tobin, Aphex Twin, Muramasa. Those are the guys that I love, just like that are kind of in my kind of field. Other than that, classical music like Stravinsky, Mussorgsky, anything, really anything. It's just like so wide. I can go to soul or gospel or classical or free jazz or like. I would listen to anything, but it takes me a phase to go in listening mode. Usually I don't listen to anything. I watch UFC fights and watch movies. That's all I do. And I know more about UFC than I know about music, and I know more about movies than I know about music. That's basically visual inspiration is the biggest for me than the sonic.
What is your biggest dream, like musically and also personally?
Well, my dream is my aim, or like whatever you call, is because I'm the first one who does it in the way of controlling visuals that I do, I hope that future investors see perspective in my body, and they start experimenting with transhumanity so much that I become a cyborg, and my mind starts using more capacity, and I reach like 100% brain capacity, and I can start moving planets and be like a unity of like a universe or something like that. Other than that, I really don't have any goals.
And what are your hobbies or simply things you like to do outside the music? Or music is all your life?
Well, I like to fight with my with my cousin. I used to train, but I don't train anymore because my fingers were like, I almost lost my legs, and my fingers are broken all the time. But I loved, I mean, like I love martial arts. That's one thing. I love chess. I used to be a chess player. I went in chess school and music. That was like big thing to do chess or music. I like to fish as well. Sounds like when I have time. But I release the fish. I try to release the fish or eat it myself. But yeah, fishing is great. Those three things basically.
And the last question, if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be and why?
Well, I would eliminate fear and bring more love to everybody and creation, and that would just lead to creation and unite the planet into a whole better.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Thank you for your time and enjoy your time on the stage tonight. Thank you. Thank you.